Hello, I'm Vicki Laurel from Create and Adorn. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is actually a part two of videos that we did this weekend with our new satin components. So I think I'll spare people the normal opening. If you're interested in more information about me, you can click on any of the other videos that has a little more background information about me and the channel and that kind of thing. So if you were watching the first video, we were just sharing some new designs with my new satin components that I love so much, and that we just shared this pretty lotus necklace and then shared it as a pretty earring option. And if you were going to do this in the gold version, you could do the gunmetal too, right? You could mix the gunmetal with the gold. Really, really, really beautiful. Very easy to do. Now, each week we have two new kits, and so I have kits I'm going to share, but I'm also going to share the components I use. So this is one of my favorite new components that we have, is this beautiful branch component here. And it's just gorgeous. And what I was kind of sharing in the last video is that the manufacturer of these satin components makes very small batches. They're not always available at any given time in silver and gold, not in both metals. And so if they are, I'll have those available on my website, but I normally check with them, and if it's not available in the other metal, then I won't have it available to order. For instance, one of the new caps that I shared in the last video was the little tulip, right? That's so pretty, this little tulip cap. But right now they don't have it available on gold, so I don't have it available in gold on my website either. So if I can't order it to get it for you, then I'm not going to make it obviously available, because I don't know when they'll have it in. But as soon as they do have it in, I will add it and announce that in a website. My point being, they only have these in gold right now. Like the lotus flower and stuff I showed is in silver, but the branches are only in the gold. But I love this shade of gold. It's light and soft, kind of when we fall, we often think of gold, but a really warm tone. This is a lighter, more spring, summery gold. I think it's just beautiful. So the branches are just beautiful. It could make a lovely pendant, of course. I did one thing I love about all their findings, but especially when there are like each side of this is different. So the texture, that pretty hammer texture, let me just drop it, is the same on both sides. Right, both sides are hammered in texture, not just one side, and that's not typical. Most, especially cheaper components and pendants, are only textured on one side, and so that's your front, right? But if you're doing earrings, it's challenging, because then when we do an earring, it means they both have to go the same direction, which no one really cares. But it's nice that these are textured on both sides, so you can turn them properly for an earring, so they mirror each other, so that's what I think are great about these. Now, as an earring, that I happen to have them here, I put it on, right, so I put it on those beautiful little ear wires, right? It's a beautiful earring. Now, you could dangle something off the bottom, obviously. It's already about 1.5 inches, a little more, and so by the time we do an ear wire, it's about 2 inches. So to dangle, it could be a little long. The other thing about this as an earring is this space here from the ear wire to the first leaf, it's a little plain to me, so that's where I just added a little pearl dangle. Anybody could do, but I put a little dangle there, right? So I think that that's pretty, and it wouldn't have to be a pearl, you could do anything there, but I think filling that space, it looks a little nicer. So, with whatever color I want to do. But I think that's a fun way to use that as an earring. Now, the other thing that's cool about these components, I'm going to hang them up, and all the components, is that they can bend, right? So they're very hardy. So it does take some muscle. They're not flimsy at all, but you can bend them into different shapes. And even like the cone that I showed, the plain cone that I showed in the video, the little satin one like this, right? I've used these, I've bent these before and flattened them gently. So they're a little more flat, because depending on what you're making, a flattened cone just could look better. So these branches can bend. And so that's what I've done for my kits. I've taken one and bent it up a little bit, which I'll do. I'm going to assume someone's going to order a kit that's going to need one bent. Technically, ideally, you're going to take 2 chain nose. And you're just going to do a really gentle bend with it. To start bending up so that it starts to turn, right? Slowly, so it starts to turn. So I'm doing that to the side to make this little necklace, right? So it kind of curves more to one way, and it's kind of more like a lariat. This drops through. So on this one, it doesn't have a clasp on it. Let me unpin this. Right, so it doesn't have a clasp, it just goes over your head. And I have a necklace on, but let me put this on. And then you just adjust it to wherever you want. Look at the monitor, sorry. To wherever you want it to be. Now, to make it long enough to go over your head, the chain is about 24 inches long. It could be a little shorter, 22. Now, if you don't want to wear it, though, this long, you'd rather have it like a shorter design, right? So if I'd rather have it sit up here, right? All you need to do is take it off without getting it caught in your earrings. Right, I'm going to take this piece, my necklace, and not exactly in half, but kind of get an idea. Because this is not coming off, right? I did these beautiful freshwater pearls. They're about 12 millimeter peacock color freshwater pearls here and here with the little cap. So it's not going to come off ever, right? That's why it goes over your head. However, again, if you wanted to be able to wear it shorter, you could add a clasp to it. So to do that, I'm just going to kind of eye what would be the middle or center of this and cut it. Everybody's going, "Wah! What have you done?" Okay, so once this is cut, then I'm going to measure where I want this to fall. Right, so I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the monitor to get an idea. So let's say I want this more like this. This is how I'm going to wear it all the time. I don't want it longer. I want it to hang short like this all the time. So I'm going to measure that, get an idea of the length of the ends of that. I'm going to tangle it up with my other necklace, but get an idea of where you would need to cut that off, right? So that tells me that I need to cut off, that much chain. And then I'm going to add a clasp there instead. I'm going to cut the chain that length and put a clasp on the end. And that clasp would even be a hook with an extension chain if you wanted, so you could adjust the length a little bit. So with these lovely thick textured chains, right, that don't have open links, right? It's not like a link chain. That's why I love using them. They're really so beautiful and special. They're just more unique to me. But it doesn't have a link really that you could string through that opens. However, when you want to link something to it, you can link something to the very last link on your piece of chain, right? Because it doesn't have another link that it's into. It's just on its own. So to do that, I'm going to put this as close as I can. Bumping things. But I've put the piece of wire, and you're only going to be able to use like a 24 gauge wire through that. So you're going to have to do a wire wrap loop. But I've just did that little loop right through the very last link. And then I added a pearl that matched the other one and then did the hook. And the other side, I would do another pearl and then maybe an extension or whatever you would want on the other side. And that's how you would make that to be whatever length that you want. And you can use the chain for something else. The other fun kit I did is this bracelet. It's a beautiful little wrapped bracelet, and for the component, I bent it to fit my wrist, right? So that it's bent down. How are you going to see that there? So I curved it and just bent it down so that it would fit my wrist. Lovely. And I did these really sweet little pieces of moonstone gem drops on the top and the bottom. And it's wrapped with leather. I'm going to put it on kind of upside down, so maybe you'll be able to see it. But wraps once, wraps twice. And I did an easy magnet clasp because sometimes these wrap kind of bracelets are tricky to put on. So if you don't mind a magnet clasp, that makes it a lot easier. And isn't that cute? So that way it's centered, there's the moon drops on the top and the bottom. And then I made a little leather fringe kind of over that clasp so you can't see it as much. And I don't know, you can kind of think of it like roots of the tree maybe, or the branch. But I think that's a lovely little kit. This one, so these are both available online as well as the individual pieces. This kit, I think, is $19.50 now, and the necklace one is $28.50. Discount code BEAD to save 10% on your order. Just put it in at checkout. All orders over $20 have free shipping. I think, and that's about it. I have all the new components and things that I showed in the previous video are all in stock now, and I think that is about it. I'm so excited to use these, and I'll have new designs next week as well. But this, I love that little bracelet. I just think it's so sweet and fun. Thank you for joining me. Thank you if you watched both videos. You can also find out about our membership. I'll link that below. Members automatically get the instruction sheet for every project I do every weekend. Plus there's a video tutorial in a members area that our members have access to as well, that we're adding more and more to, and I'm continuing to add more and more new products to our website all the time as well. So just still kind of taking off and growing, but we will get there. So again, I thank you very much for joining me. Now go out, have a lovely day, and sparkle brightly like the star that you are. Thank you for watching.